Hello everybody, welcome back to the TM1 user conference here in Sydney. I'm happy to have an interview with one of our customers, Kate Liu from Allegis, and I was very inspired from her presentation, and I would like to ask you some questions about your journey with TM1. So let us start. First of all, describe a little bit your business experience and what kind of companies you have worked, and also your history with TM1.
Sure, absolutely, Martin. So I'm currently working with Allegis Group. We're one of the biggest recruitment agency in the world. I've been with the company for over 10 years, and that's where my TM1 journey started. I started as a user of TM1 as an accountant, absolutely loved it, and started learning more about TM1 and moved into the TM1 development space.
Great, great. So what we see with a lot of customers is that the TM1 starts quite often in the finance department. So it would be good to understand in what kind of areas you are using the TM1 technology and how TM1 evolved in your company.
Sure. So we started with TM1 on our financial models. We started with general ledger, P&L reporting, balance sheet reporting, consolidation. Then we added a budget to it. Consequently, we find, okay, it's a great idea if we can automate workforce planning. So we added workforce planning in there, enable us to do more driver-based budget. And from there, we become creative. We use TM1 to do a lot of process automation, for example, cost allocation. We also use it to do a lot of the sales reporting, calculations. We, in fact, build our commission models in TM1. We distribute all the commission statements to our sales team automatically from TM1. From there, we also looked at operational reporting, looking at the KPIs of the business, and very recently, we started doing narrative reporting.
Okay.
We looked at how we translate all these numbers into meaningful dialogues and let TM1 send out all those meaningful dialogues to our business automatically.
Interesting.
Yes.
So pretty big footprint in your organization.
Yes.
So then from a front end or end user interface, so we know that there are different kind of end user interfaces in the classical or the standard TM1 world. So what kind of user interfaces have you used for your reporting and planning application in the past?
Yes, we use the Excel, adding perspective. Most of our analytical team, business analysts, they use the spreadsheet to do their reporting connected to TM1 models. For our business users, we build most of our dashboards on TM1 Web. And lately, we just implemented applicable UX.
So it means you did face some challenges around the classical standard end user interfaces, and maybe you can talk a little bit about this, and then also about the decision tree and evaluation path for what future front end you will use in your organization.
Absolutely. So we love spreadsheets, and most of the accountants and analysts, they love spreadsheets. So they're great, they're flexible. Even though they are linked to TM1, it does sometimes create Excel hell. again, because it's so flexible, you can do so many things. In certain ways, it's great. You want people to have the ability to do analysis when they need to do the analysis the way they want to do it. But for certain applications, such as budget application, you want to have tight controls on the input, throughput, and output. Excel, Active Forms, or TM1 Web does not provide us that workflow and the user interface to allow us to deploy a product that's user-friendly. It causes all sorts of issues, including data accuracy and integrity, data integrity, and just frustration on how to make sure that we capture the right data the right way and reduce the rework. With TM1 Web, we loved it. We loved it in terms of deploying standard report to the business, and it's a web-enabled. The biggest challenge we have TM1 Web is it doesn't provide us enough visualizations. It's a lot of, if we're only doing simple reports, it's great. When you want to build dashboards, it just missed something there. So we looked at Applico US. The first application we built on that is budget application. We found it so easy to implement. We leverage all the goodies that we have built in TM1 models. So no rework there. All the models still stay, and we streamline all the entry templates and the reports around budget and put into one place in a logical way that creates a workflow for our business to prepare their budget. From developer perspective, it is easy to implement. We do not need to learn any new skill sets. We don't need to learn how to code. It's a lot of wizard and pre-built templates, a lot of drag and the job, and you can get the job done. So it's been a very successful implementation in the past 2 months.
Great, great. So you use it now since several months. So tell us a little bit about the user acceptance or the users who are using it currently. So how many users do you have in place, and how often are they using it? Are you having a classical budget process in place, or do you have a forecasting process in place? So how often are they typing in data and using the front end for the planning process?
Yes, for our budget, it's once a year. We do very detailed budget, so usually it takes a good couple months to complete the budget. So we have 60 TM1 users in the accounting team. It's the acceptance, I would say we've done a soft launch. We're doing the UAT right now, and the feedback is it's awesome, it's easy, and we truly believe that it's so intuitive that it takes a lot of training and user support burden from the development team as well. The user response is, wow.
Okay,
yes.
Great. Good to hear. Good to
hear. It's still TM1.
So it's currently used for budget. Are there any other ideas in the organization? So you shared your experience and your history with TM1 and what different phases you have discovered. So what are the next steps? Do you have a roadmap for the Applico UX in other areas?
Absolutely. So budget we do once a year, and we haven't been really doing the on-demand planning, and we feel that's now the user interface is so easy, and it will become easier for our business to do more planning real-time basis. So that's one application. And two, we say there's a lot of pre-built charts, and we can definitely leverage those and build out a few dashboards, and perhaps we can transition our TM1 Web dashboards onto UX and provide a more visualization to the business. And in the conference, we saw there are companies doing using UX and the TM1 to build external reports, and I think that is a great idea that I would like to work on too.
Mm-hmm. Great, great. So when you talk about reports or dashboards, you mean mainly reports, dashboards and analytical views around the budgeting and planning process, or are you also considering using an Applico UX tool also for the monthly or quarterly internal management reporting across the organization?
Oh, definitely. We are looking at to deploy UX across the management reports, operational reports, and not focus on just the finance. Yes, we want to look at all the key measures and key drivers of the business, and provide more real-time data and analytics to the business front end. Yeah.
Great, great. So from a user point of view, maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you have internally structured this. You talked about the 60 users. So do you have any kind of power users for the Applico UX? So when you start to go into the next phase, are you already independent to build reports and dashboards? How qualified is the team already internally after such a short implementation of the first phase?
It's very easy to learn the UX. We started playing around ourselves without even any training, and of course then we engaged the Cubewise to do a training course for our developers, and then that makes things much easier. Again, clarified a lot of things for us. Through this learning curve, what I realized is potentially we can train up more power users to build our dashboards using Applico UX, because the UI for developers, it's so intuitive. It's drag and drop. It is not much coding involved. Probably the only coding is MDX. So I see maybe that will change the dynamic of the team and of our organization in terms of providing reports, and the building reports can take pressure off the IT team.
Great, great. So thanks a lot for this interview. As I said at the beginning, I was very impressed from the presentation, and was very nice to have this follow-up interview with you. And I wish you all the best for the journey and the next implementation with the Applico UX product.
Thank you, Martin. My pleasure.
Thanks a lot.